Good morning children and welcome to the class of science. And in today's class children, we are going to do our annual exam revision. Since your exams are about to come and you need to prepare each and every topic with me so that you score very good marks in my science subject. So let's begin our class children. In today's class, we are going to do chapter number 9, that is force, work and energy for our annual exam revision. And in today's class children, I will cover up the topic, that is the first topic, force. So let's begin to understand children first what is force all about. Then we will know about the effects of force. Then children we will know about the types of forces in our class today. And then finally you will know the kind of types of forces like frictional force, or you can say friction, or you can say you are going to learn about the gravitational force or gravity, and magnetic force and magnetism. So let's begin to understand. First thing which you need to know is what is force all about. So children, force is a pull or push. A pull or push is known as force. And children, a force do many things to a body. So remember these two things. It is very simple for you to learn that a pull or a push is known as force. Very simple. If you are pushing something or you are pulling something, this is only possible with the help of force. So let's learn children, a force do many things to a body. And children, we will know with these 4 points what are the effects of force and how it takes place. Children, first point is force can make a stationary object move and stop a moving object. Children, to understand this point, I will share the picture being given in your textbook right here, and which is telling you and showing it to you. With the help of this picture, you are able to understand that force can make a stationary object move. With the help of this picture, you can understand that this boy is trying to push the table, and as he is pushing the table is able to move. But until and unless it is not being moved, it is not able to move on its own. So you can say children, force can make a stationary object move and stop a moving object. Whereas you can stop a moving object by sharing this example of a girl playing with a ball. And children, here the girl is playing, and you can say force can stop a moving object. With the help of these two pictures, you can understand the first point, which is telling you that force can make a stationary object move and stop a moving object. Whereas you can understand the meaning of stationary is not moving and at rest. Any body which is not moving and it is at rest is known as stationary. So I hope children you are able to understand the first point with the help of the examples. Then we move on to the second point, that is force can change the speed of a moving object. Please remember this children. Here I will share the picture being given in your textbook. With the help of these two pictures, children, you can understand the second point, which can make you understand, children, that is force can change the speed of a moving object. Here, when the child is going to hit this again and again, as the force applied in the direction of a moving object increases its speed. So, the boy can increase its speed. Then, the second picture, the children are playing on the swings. Children, here also, force applied in the opposite direction lowers the speed of a moving object. Here you can see with the help of these two examples. Children, then we talk about the third point, that is force can change the size and shape of an object. When you make rotis, the force applied by your hands can change the shape and size of the dough. This is what you can observe your mother doing, and with the help of the picture being given right here. Here children, when the dough is being prepared, what is happening children? Force can change the shape and size of an object. Here you can see dough being prepared, and you must have observed your own mother doing so while preparing chapatis, rotis for you all. Next children, we talk about the fourth point, which says force can change the direction of an object when a cricket shot is played and the direction of the ball is changed. So this is what is done, and here you can see with the help of the picture being given of a child who is playing with a ball. And when she is playing and hitting the ball, the direction of the ball is changing. So this is all the effect of the force is there on a particular object. Children, then we move on to the next, that is types of forces. First we are going to learn about the friction or frictional force. Let us understand what is it all about. Children, friction is a force that occurs whenever two objects or surfaces rub against each other. And children, friction affects the speed of an object and not the direction. And friction slows down the objects. And friction is also called frictional force. So this is all happening with the help of the friction. Children, you are able to walk on the surface of the earth because of the friction. Because the two surfaces are being rubbed. So let's understand the first thing, which is telling you the advantages of friction. Children, we need friction to walk. Isn't it surprising for you to know that friction is only the one which is helping you to walk on the surface of the earth? Next, children, we need friction to write on a paper with a pencil. This is something new for you to understand. Then again remember that you are able to write on a piece of paper with the help of friction. Third point says, children, friction is also needed for driving a car. Again you must think and try to understand, because of friction the vehicle are able to move from one place to another. As you must have observed the rough surface of the road, which is helping the car to move on one direction. Next, children, we talk about the fourth point, that is a pencil eraser also uses friction. Isn't it new and surprising for you to understand? When you are using an eraser, that is also having friction, and because of that you are able to rub a particular thing in your notebook. Then we move on to understand, children, the disadvantages of friction, as there are some advantages and there are some disadvantages too. So let's move to understand the first disadvantages of friction. Children, friction causes wear and tear. As children, you can see with the help of the example right here in front of you, you can understand the two things which I can share with you all. This is the sole of a shoe which is being rubbed and being torn like this. Then children, you can understand the friction slows down the speed of trucks, buses and bicycles. It is because of friction only. Then children, the last point which says machine parts are damaged by friction. As with the help of the picture you can see, children, here I can show you the picture of a machine part which is letting you know that the machine parts can get damaged due to friction. This is the damaged part which is being damaged because of the friction. And here you can see soles got worn out due to friction. So this is the disadvantages of friction which I have shared with you all. And children, two more pictures which can let you know. As you can see in frictional force and friction force, you can see tile A is having a smooth surface, whereas tile B is having a rough surface. So where will be the friction more? Children, you can understand tile A, then tile B. It will be the answer. We can say that tile B has more friction than tile A, because children, there is a rough surface in tile B. So I hope children you are able to understand all about friction with the help of this picture again. Here you can see, children, force being applied by the two children, and friction prevents objects from sliding over a surface. Here the two children are pushing a sofa. So I hope children with the help of these pictures you are able to understand all about friction. Next we move on to the second kind of force, that is gravitational force or gravity. Children, for you to understand, I have given you the example of two children. The one who is climbing with the bicycle on the mountain, and the one which is coming down from the mountain, and you can see that the child who is climbing with the help of a bicycle is difficult, and when he is coming down it is very easy for him to come down. Because children, this kind of a pull, which is called gravitational pull, that is pulling the child towards the earth's surface. So you can say gravitational force or gravity is the force of attraction with which the earth pulls all objects towards itself. So while doing these two activities, the boy is getting difficulty in driving the bicycle above on the top of the hill. But while he is coming down, he will be coming down very easily. Next, we talk about the third kind of a magnetic force, children, that is magnetism. The force with which magnets pull objects of iron, cobalt and nickel is called magnetic force. As with the help of the example right here, you can see, children, how the magnets can attract the nails. It is attracting the nails as it can attract some of the things like the objects, cobalt, iron and nickel. So this kind of a force is known as magnetic or magnetism or magnetic force. Clear, children? With the help of this, you can understand how the magnets you must be having with you all also, and you also must be enjoying playing with a magnet. And just try to observe how it is able to attract these things. Clear, children? I hope with the help of the pictures which I shared in the textbook with you all, you are able to understand all the things which I have explained you about force, then effects of force, then the types of forces which you have learned in today's class, which is friction or frictional force, then gravitational force or gravity or magnetism force or magnetism. So children, remember the gravitational force is the force of attraction with which the earth pulls all objects towards itself, and because of this force you are able to walk on the surface of the earth. Clear, children? So children, go with the kind of topic which I have covered today. Go with the content, try to understand each and everything which I have explained you in today's class, so that you perform your best in your upcoming annual exam. So that's all for the day, children. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.